welcome to my kitchen. My name is Luann Pikett, and today, I've already made my upside down strawberry shortcake. I made that on an earlier live. I've already done my makeup, and now I am making loaded baked potato and chicken casserole. This is something brand new that I have never made. So I'm going to flip this around, and I am going to show you this recipe. All right, now I've already done a lot of it because it takes a little while to bake. Okay, so what you do is you cut up into small chunks 8 to 10 potatoes cubed, and I did that. Okay, so I have these potatoes now, and I need to put them in this casserole dish because I actually baked the potatoes on like a baking sheet. So I baked the potatoes here, and you marinate them. So you're going to make a marinade, and I have the chicken that goes in it is now marinating in this marinade. So what you do is you make a third a cup of olive oil, 6 tablespoons of hot sauce. They say if you don't want it that hot, to knock it down to 3 tablespoons. So I'm telling you, between 3 and 6 tablespoons of whatever kind of hot sauce you want. 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. I didn't want it quite that garlicky, so I knocked it down to 1 tablespoon. 2 teaspoons of paprika, and a tablespoon of salt and a tablespoon of pepper. All right, you take those things, the olive oil, hot sauce, garlic pepper, paprika, salt, and pepper, and you make a marinade. Then you put the chopped raw potatoes in it, and just till they're coated. Then you're going to put them in a baking dish, and I did like a tray like this. And you're going to bake them at 500, yes, 500 degrees in your oven for about 45 to 50 minutes, and you're going to stir it every 10 to 15 minutes. Now, I stirred it every 15, and it took 45 minutes. So these are then your potatoes, but see how they're all nice and coated with the flavoring? Oh, yeah. So then you're going to put, now this recipe told you to just do it in the dish, but I wanted to spread them out on a tray like this. This was 10 potatoes. It says 8 to 10. Mine weren't terribly big potatoes, so I went ahead and did the 10. But I also wanted them to, because you want them like crispy on the outside. So I baked them in the baking sheet. Then I'm going to transfer them to my casserole dish. And this is just a 9 by 13 glass pan. So I'm putting the potatoes in here, and I've tasted these. They're really good. These would be good just to eat these potatoes like this. Okay. Now, because I'm giving this to my parents, I only did the 3 tablespoons of hot sauce because I didn't want to make it too hot for them. They can do a little hot sauce, but they did not overdo. So then what you do is you take the raw chicken that has been cut into bite-sized pieces and has been sitting in this marinade the whole time you've been cooking the potatoes. And then you're going to put this chicken on top. Now, it just says add the chicken, so I don't know if they want you to add it and mix it, or if they just want you to add it on top. It doesn't really tell you what to do. So I'm just going to put the raw chicken on top. It is weird to me to add raw chicken. So then what you do is you turn your oven to 400, no longer 500. Turn it to 400. Then it tells you to mix the topping ingredients together. I'm not going to mix them. I'm just going to put them on in layers. So there's a couple of pieces of chicken in here that, like these little gristly things I see. I'm going to cut that out. I just cut the chicken. I didn't look for these gristle pieces before, and I'm seeing them now. So I'm cutting that out. Okay, so there's my chicken. This is only supposed to take 15 minutes to bake this chicken now, because they're little pieces. And it's not, this was frozen chicken, but it's thawed completely now, because I didn't want it cold, because I want it to bake quickly. Okay, so then what you're going to put on top, and like I said, I'm going to do it in layers. It tells you to mix the topping ingredients, but I don't think you need to mix it. So what it tells you is you're going to put a cup of diced cooked bacon. I'm not going to put the bacon in it because I don't like bacon, but I do have the bacon, and I'm going to take it as an extra thing that my mom and dad like bacon, so I'm going to let them add their own. So this is like, it says a cup, but I don't think this is quite that much. It's green onion that's chopped, so you put that on top. And then you will have your bacon on there too, if everybody wants bacon. You could leave the onions out too. I have soap all over my hand. Hold on. It's caught in my ring, the soap. Let me just take this ring off. There we go. So you could leave the onions out if you don't want those too. Then I'm going to take a Mexican blend of cheese, or it says if you don't want the Mexican blend, either get the Fiesta Mexican blend cheese or Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese blend. So I got the Mexican blend. So this has Monterey Jack, cheddar, asadero, and quesadilla cheeses. It's Mexican. And then it's 2 cups of shredded cheese, and then you're going to add that on top. Then you're going to put this back in the oven for 15 minutes on 400 until the chicken is cooked. And you're going to have what is like a loaded baked potato in a casserole with chicken. Ooh, look at this. This is so much food. I probably should have cut this in half. But we'll have leftovers. I hope it's good. The potatoes were really good. Okay, so here we go. And I already put I could show you the cake, but I already put the cake out in the car. Because it's ready to go. And there we go. And then I will put all of this in the recipe and the picture of this. I'll put it in the comments. I'll do that with the cake also. So let me set that. It's on 400 for 15 minutes. And then we will check to see if that chicken is done. And that's pretty easy casserole. It is a little time consuming because you got to cut up the potatoes. You got to cut up the chicken. And then you have to bake the potatoes. It takes like 45 to 50 minutes. Mine took 45. So it's not a lot of work. It just takes a little bit of time to get those potatoes done. But they sure do taste good. So there is my quick little live for our loaded baked potato and chicken casserole. And I will let you know later how that turned out. So I'll see you all later. Bye.